Fresh from the showcase here at Swiss Watch Expo, today we have a stunning, elegant, design-forward chronograph from Cartier. One of the most iconic modern Cartiers has got to be the Ballon Bleu. Love it or hate it, its design is very, very unique with its rounded shape, beautiful dress piece. It's so incredibly versatile too because they make it in a variety of sizes, all the way down to like 28 millimeters for the ladies, all the way up to a massive 44 millimeter case for men. And this is a beautiful rose gold chronograph in the 44 millimeter case. This Ballon Bleu, I think one of the most stunning offerings they have, but really all of them are so unique in its own way. The unique shape of the crystal, the beautiful rounded, almost like pillow shaped case here, it's just so incredibly unique at any size, but especially so for a 44 millimeter chronograph, especially in precious metal. And this is such an interesting shape that it actually lends itself quite well to a chronograph. This is the farthest thing from a sports watch I think that Cartier could make in any size. This is by no means a casual type of sporty piece. And yet somehow the chronograph makes perfect sense, which is not, something that I would think about, but that's why Cartier doesn't pay me to design their watches. But the end result is absolutely stunning. 44 millimeters is a great shape or great size. And the case thickness here is surprisingly thin for what you get. Cartier is not known for making incredibly thin movements, especially with chronographs. So this is incredibly well done from a brand that I wouldn't instantly associate that with. But of course, where they really make their money is in the designs of this, not only the case, but of the dial itself. The beautiful guilloche pattern that you know and love from Cartier. And you get to see so much of it with this chronograph. The way that they hand etch it and have it going in different directions with all of the individual subdials, and then with the center here, as well as just a little bit on the outside track. Too. It's such an incredibly well done and incredibly meticulous process. And it absolutely shows. And that is sort of the elegance that you get and you expect with Cartier. But it's not just that. You also do get the Roman numerals in the signature font around the outside here too. So this has still got so much of the Cartier DNA in it, even though the Ballon Bleu, I think, is one of their most contemporary and modern sort of designs. They still haven't really forgot what makes the brand so incredibly popular and makes such beautiful pieces. So going around here, one thing that I love about this is that this is an all high polished finish. And that really is something you're not going to get in many chronographs. There's not a single matted surface that I can see anywhere on this. And so even though it is going to be prone to picking up some fingerprints, which I think it already has, that's just something you're going to have to come to expect with such a beautiful piece in 18 karat rose gold all the way around. So it is quite hefty. And one thing I love about this piece that I think goes well with it is the link construction. While this is definitely a dress watch or a very dressy type of piece, the links are very thick. This is a very thick, sort of a thick link profile here. There's only 3 links, very, very dense, and yet all high polish and still looks incredibly elegant. This is not something that would make sense on a dive watch or really on any other chronograph other than this one. And of course, I already highlighted how much I love the movement and how thin it is, and Cartier knows that well enough to show it off here in the back. We do have a beautiful exhibition case back with the Cartier logo on the rotor, and then where you actually start to see some brush finishes is on the back of the case, which I think is really nice, even though you wouldn't really see that when you're wearing it. This is one of Cartier's flagship pieces. I think they're really pushing the Ballon Bleu harder than they are any of their watches. I see them on billboards all over town, and you can see why. It is such a striking design, whether you see it in steel and gold, yellow gold, rose gold, it doesn't matter. I absolutely love the shape of the Ballon Bleu, and I hope you do too, especially if you were looking for a chronograph or maybe something a little bit dressier than the chronographs in your collection. This has got to be it. This is the Cartier for both Cartier lovers and Cartier skeptics alike. It has so many great things going for it, and it will be like nothing else in your collection because really there is nothing else like that out there like the Ballon Bleu. Of course, if you don't feel like adding a Ballon Bleu to your collection, that's fine. That is why we have thousands of other pieces from Cartier as well as a myriad of other brands. So check out our new arrivals, give us a call, and shoot us an email at SwissWatchExpo.com.